ladies of the shul who are both friends and who are extended family. Before starting to speak, I think it's appropriate that we should say two of the Avinu Malkeinus. The first one is to Shlach Refuah Shalema L'Choilei Amecha, and the second one is Mana Magefo Minachalosech. Avinu Malkeinu, Shlach Refuah Shalema L'Choilei Amecha. Hashem, please send a refuah shalema to the sick of your people. And the second one is Avinu Malkeinu, Mana Magefo Minachlosecha. Please take away that Magefo from us, from your nachlo. When I was training in the Royal Free to become a chaplain, one of the things that we were told is that a healthy body, a broken body is easier to heal, is much easier to heal than it is to heal a broken spirit. There was a man who had been through the concentration camps, and he told us, this speaker, that this person said that I thought it was my body which kept my spirit alive until the war was over. And then I realized, no, it was my spirit which kept my body alive. It's very, very, very important to be emotionally healthy. In order to do this, you will have to be proactive, which means you will have to try, when you're not even in the mood, to make simcha, play with your children, do things with them, make the house that little bit easier. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's very, very difficult. But you don't want children with nightmares and things like that, chas v'sholom. You must work at it in order to have simcha in your home. Now, how do we do this? How do we set about it? Now, personally, I find that there is a pasuk which gives me a lot of chizuk, a lot of strength. That pasuk is, Dovo echad b'tzar. If you do one mitzvah with tsar, it's hard for you to do. It's greater than 100 berebach. It's greater than 100 mitzvahs where there's no tsar. Now, I think all of us at this stage are going through some tsar, here, there, and everywhere. And whenever you feel you want to give a kvetch and say, oh, goodness me, the kids are driving me mad, the house is upside down, just say to yourself, you're getting 100 times in the world to come, 100 times your reward will be. Please God. I think it'll help to get you through. That's one of the things. The second thing is, it's getting near Pesach. I would like you to think of the word matzah, mem tzadik hey. That is, matzah will remind you, mikol tzoroseinu hitzilonu. Hashem has saved us from all our sorrows. And as Pesach comes near, and as we think of matzah, all the time think, we will get out of this as well, please God. Be'ezras Hashem, life will return to normality. This is not forever. Mikol soroseinu hitzilonu. He has saved us from all our sorrows. Now, there's one thing, of course, that we must mention. Tefillas, tefillas are like a laser beam. They can pierce the very heavens. The knowledge that eventually, we know that it's only Hashem who can help us. Otherwise, there's no one who can help us. Doctors can't, money can't buy it. Only Hashem can help us. That knowledge can keep us going. But the second thing is emunah. trusting in Hashem, the knowledge that he has the power to help and he will help. As my mother, Ola Sholem, used to say, she had a hard time, a very, very hard time. She lost her husband young, she lost 3 sons-in-law young, and she had lots and lots of problems here and there in business, whatever it was. She always used to say, what got me through? My emunah, my faith. It was something to cling to. It was an anchor to hold on to. That got me through all my troubles. If we have emunah, please God, we will get over our problems that we have now. Be'ezras Hashem. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is something which has been heard direct from somebody who heard it from the person themselves. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz was sitting in the 6-day war in a shelter. Round him were lots and lots and lots of people. They were davening, they were crying, they were saying Tillim, they said Avinu Malkeinu. It was a wonderful, wonderful sound to hear. When they finished, a few people went out, amongst them a lady. And Reb Chaim Shmulevitz turned to everyone who was in that shelter. And he said to them, those tefillahs must have pierced the heavens, but there was something more than that. That woman who has just gone out the room at the shelter, I knew her and I know her. 12 years ago, her husband left her with 13 children, left her an aguna. Nobody knows, they didn't know where he went. She had such sorrows. She had no money. People came and gave her nadovas and helped her with food. That went on for a year or two, and then she was able to get a job. What was her job? Washing people's dirty washing. And in the shelter, she turned her eyes upwards and she said, Ribono Shel Olam, Ribono Shel Olam, she said, my husband gave me such a hard, terrible life. I forgive him now. And if I can forgive him for what he did, then you can forgive Klal Yisrael for what they've done. And you can bring the end to this war. The end to the war did come. And Reb Chaim Shmulevitz told everybody, you should know one thing, even one person, if one person will say sorry to somebody for somebody they bear a grudge against, now is not the time for grudges, because you, as an individual, every one of you can bring the Geula very, very quickly. If we will break our character, and something say, I can't do that, and do it, and forgive one person. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz was the Rosh Hashiva in Mir, a Tzaddik, a Godel, a Gaon, whatever. And if he says one person, then why not give it a try? All of you, anybody who can think of someone who they can say sorry to, that's number one. I want to tell you it says in Tehillim, in Tehillim 94, Tzadik Dalet, Hayoise goim velo yochiach hamelamed odom das. Das. What is this talking about, das? And what is this? Hayos, he tells off, chastises. Hayos odom, he chastises people. Velo yochiach, and he doesn't rebuke them. Melamed odom das, teaches man knowledge. What does that mean? An explanation is written that it means the Metzora. It means the leper. I don't know what you feel like, but I know what I feel like. Sometimes I feel like a Metzora. Nobody can come in the house. People leave the shopping outside the house. You think as though you're a Metzora. But he says the idea of Metzora, as it says, if Hashem is chastising you and giving you a sharp telling off, is melamed odom das, to teach you knowledge. So the question is, what knowledge is he teaching the leper? The knowledge he is teaching is that if you go outside the camp and you go there and you sit on your own, what will you do? You will think, how nice it was when I had this. How nice it was when I had that. We are in a situation where we are now the same. We're, so to speak, we're not able to go to shul. We're not able to have schools. We're not able this. We're not able that. We must look back and say, how wonderful it was when we had it. Thank you, Hashem. Not just it was wonderful. Thank you, Hashem. And if you would write down all the thank yous that we owe Hashem, you would find you would have a book full, and more and more and more. This is a time of Hakaras HaTov to Hashem for what he has done for us. And all of us, whether in quarantine or wherever you are, think for a bit. You have a lot to be grateful to Hashem for. And this might be one of the lessons that we have to learn from what's happening nowadays. I think one of the things before we close is that we have to say, Ad Heino Azarunu Rachamecha. Hashem, up to now, right up to now, you have helped us. Lo azavunu chasadecha. Your chasodim have not left us. Al titshenu Hashem lonetzach. Please don't leave us, Hashem, forever. Mashiach should come, and it should be the end of all our sorrows. All the cholim should be straight away made better. And in Mirz Hashem, next week, Be'ezras Hashem, Pesach, we should bring the Korban Pesach in the Beis HaMikdash Hashlishi, in the third rebuilt Beis HaMikdash. B'mheira b'yomeinu. Amen.